Hello, and this video is to go ahead and show the troubleshooting steps that I took to figure out why the turntable in an old Sharp Carousel Convection Microwave oven, why it had stopped working. I had went online and basically everyone said more likely than not it's the motor, and to check that out, and then if that's not it, perhaps it's the circuit board. Turns out that for me, didn't appear to be any of those issues. Seems like it's a relatively easy fix, but this is what I basically did. Here's the old model that we have in the house, right here. The model number, I believe, is R-930AK-P as in Papa. And first thing I did was, when I took it out of the wall, see, I had to take it out of the wall. It was built in. Had to take it out of the wall. I took it down, and here is the motor for the turntable. I had to take off a little access panel here, which was pretty easy. And my motor right here actually has this this kind of a mechanism to go ahead and turn the turntable. And it actually fits in right into the piece of the plastic piece that's on inside the microwave where you go ahead and put the tray in. And so actually here is the make and model of the motor, by the way. I don't know if I can turn it around. There it is. So I basically went ahead and tested the motor using the resistance, the ohms on my multimeter. Turned out there was a slight resistance, but it didn't show that the motor had no continuity. It basically showed me a number of 4.30 or something like that. So that confused me. I'm not an electrician, didn't know that. I was expecting basically to see an all or none situation, and I didn't see it with that. And so then I went ahead and plugged in my multimeter into these two prongs right here to see what kind of voltage was going through. Since this says it's 120 volts, I was expecting to see 120 volts in these two clips. And when I went ahead and tested that out, I was only getting 3.4 volts coming through that. So I ended up looking at this microwave further, and I saw the pink wire and the small gray wire attached to these things, and I eventually took the side off, and I went inside here, traced those wires, and by the way, be careful, this is the capacitor, very dangerous, high voltage. You want to go ahead and discharge that if you're going to fool around with that. I'm just being ultra careful and yeah, maybe a little stupid and just working around it right now. And so the two wires seem to come through right there and come on up. And one gray wire actually comes around, comes up here, and is attached to this white wire and connects to this thing here. I don't know if this is a switch. It probably is a switch. I guess that's what you would call it. And then the other pink wire travels up here and then eventually comes up here and connects to there. So the pink wire and the gray wire connect in this gray wire that's connected right there to this thing. They all run to the motor there. So I looked at this and I noticed I already fixed it right now, quote unquote fixed it. I was troubleshooting it. This is one of those picture hanger clips that you can hang pictures on a wall or whatever. I noticed that when I open up the door to the microwave, let me close that really quick. Let me, if you see right there, this switch, now that gold thing is sticking out. And so this switch now is the circuit is not complete. Same thing with this yellow knob. I guess it's yellow, not gold. There's two yellow knobs that need to be depressed in order for the circuit to be complete. And when I was going ahead and closing it and closing the door, you'll see here, now the circuit seems to be complete, but for me, this part right here is still not in 100%. So I went ahead and took this piece, and as soon as I wedged it in there, and then went ahead and plugged in it, tried to make the microwave run. Actually, before I did that, I took out this motor, and I took my multimeter, stuck it into these two prongs, and when I tried to run the turntable, I was now getting 120 volts out of these two things. And when I went ahead and then connected the motor back to these plugs, then the motor was working fine. I was able to just watch this knob here turning around in and of itself. So my solution is I basically just got to go ahead and figure out how to go ahead and force this switch to close properly so that the circuit completes. Hope this helps some people in troubleshooting their microwave and when a turntable is not working. Thank you.